Chapter 1. You are listening at FameTV.info. A pair of arms with you went tightly around his neck. Soft arm close, did not hesitate to kiss his lips down. With her smart tongue, she tried to pry open his mouth, and a breath of fresh air came into his mouth like this, with the fragrance of a girl. The man follows the instinct to suck through her sandalwood mouth, forcibly, greedily to absorb everything in her mouth. He clasped her delicate body tightly with his arms, and put her whole body into his arms. The big hand along her waist, graceful line all the way strength, finally grasps to her chest direction. The powerful kiss, with all the forces sweeping over them, mercilessly plundered their sense. After a long, lingering kiss, he tried to open his eyes. In the direction of the light, only one eye, he will always remember her. Remember that after she was kissed by herself, her lips were so red and swollen that she couldn't speak, and she was touched by herself like a goblin. I/am the dividing line of saving 4 little girls. 4 little girls, check it out. I saved your little girl in Chinching half a year ago. She was the only daughter of Mu/S family. Zhuoshe sat in the passenger seat, turned sideways, handed a stack of information and photos to the man in the back seat. I didn't know that I interrupted the memory of men/s greed. Zhuoshe continued to report. It has been 2 years since the Mu family moved to M City, but the hometown is in Chinching. At the end of last year, Miss Mu went back to her hometown to visit her relatives. She happened to meet you. The people in the back seat don't speak. A pair of dark pupils fixed on the little girl in the picture. One looked at the past, and another looked back. The atmosphere was tense, and Zhuoshe/'s forehead was a little sweaty. Unnaturally stare at the big brother. Zhuo ran in the driver/'s seat, as if seeking help. Zhuo ran carefully observed the man/'s expression on the rear seat through the rear-view mirror, and then tentatively said. For young people, last time you were framed by 2 young people and fell into the reservoir, Miss Mu accidentally met you and saved you from the water, which is also the artificial respiration that will be done for you in case of emergency. That/s not mean to be frivolous. Besides, it/s really not easy for a little girl to get a big man out of the water. Can you let her go? As we all know, Lingjia, the richest man in Jiangdong, has 4 small families, all of which are outstanding. However, the 4th little one is uncertain about his temper and life. He is not close to people, and he is afraid of water. He is the most difficult to serve. Zhuoran and Zhuoxi have been with the 4 young people since they were young. They naturally know that last time that little girl gave the 4 young people artificial respiration, she also took the 4 young people/s first kiss. In private, they are also guessing that in the past 6 months, the 4 young people have insisted on finding her, in order to find her. For Xiao, the Mu family has been in M City for a short time, but at present, her status is not low. Miss Mu is the only daughter of Mu family. If you want to find someone to settle accounts, you are afraid. Half of Zhuoshe/s words came to an abrupt end. Just because the man in the back seat raised his chin abruptly, a pair of black pupils looked at him with a dignified and inquisitive way and looked at the monster, and said, "Who says I want to find her to settle accounts?" Zhuoran was so shocked that he could hardly hold the steering wheel. Zhuoxi/s mouth was too wide to believe it. When was the last time 4 people spoke less? Too long to remember. In the face of his surprise, Linglai narrowed her eyes slightly, and her bright pupils reflected a dangerous signal, but in exchange for Zhuoxi/s fear of death, she asked. Then you look for her. Why? Linglai is in a good mood and bends his mouth. He closes the picture in his hand and looks out of the window. It/s raining cats and dogs. Even in the summer afternoon, it/s dark and foggy. You can see through the dark window. I don't know. Ling Lai spits out 3 more words. Zhua /S brother was surprised again. Zhua ran, slammed in a direction and slammed on the brake. Following the inertia, the 3 people on the car rushed forward with great force. They all fastened their seatbelts, and their sharp forehead hit the leather seat of the driver /S seat, but they didn't /T break it. For little Zhuosher, who had come back to his senses, jumped in his heart, complaining that his brother was untying his seatbelt and going to the back to have a look at the situation. How do you drive a car? You know it /S raining, but you don't /T drive slowly. Zhua ran, also scared, his face white, said. Someone hit up. This is the Beltway. Who can hit it? Really someone, I cheated you to do what? Almost hit her. For little, are you okay? The brothers are trying to clean up the mess. A small white figure suddenly comes from behind Zhuosher and quickly slips into the car. That nimble posture is like rehearsing thousands of times in advance. A water stain drips down her body, moistens the car seat heel pad, and she climbs to Ling Lai /S side, half curled up, half trembling, and says, "Hurry up. Hurry up." Looking through the rearview mirror, Zhua Ran is wearing a long white dress. Her clothes and long black hair are soaked by the rain. She is clingy to her. She has a good figure. At least as a woman, she has the capital to be proud of. She was dripping water all over, half pale, and could hardly see her face clearly. However, the perfect side, the high and upright bridge of nose, and the beautiful curved chin all show that she is a real beauty. She had a small bag in her hand, which she was holding tightly to her chest. Judging from her voice and color, or from her childish and tender skin, she is a little girl under 18 years old, and looks very poor. Such a heavy rain. Such a high speed. So Don /T kill to stop. What a strange little girl. Zhuosher pulled at the corner of his mouth. He opened the door of the rear seat to check whether 4 Shaos were injured. It /S not convenient for others. What /S more, are the 4 little cars that a cat and a dog can take if they want to. Before the 4 little girls get angry, Zhuoshi picks up her eyebrows and holds the little girl /S back collar, ready to throw her out. This is the culprit who suddenly rushed out to hurt them and almost had a car accident. No. Sir, someone is after me. Please take me outside the city. She said that she took 100 tickets from her small backpack and handed them to Zhuosher. Take a taxi from downtown to take the round the city expressway, and it /S more than 100 outside the city. I /LL give you 1,000, okay? Zhuosher froze. First because of her strange way, and then because of her face, how can I see more and more familiar? An answer is about to come out. Zhuosher opened his mouth and looked at Ling Lai. For little, she admires. Listen to the full novel at FameTV.info, direct link in the description.